Well, I was worried at the end of October that November might not be the best month for SML, especially since October was weaker than I thought it would be to begin with. And Thanksgiving is in November as well, and as we all know, SML Thanksgiving specials have historically been a toss-up each year. I guess let's see how this month went. Dougie's Call of Duty Heist. Well, another year means another Call of Duty game, which also means the obligatory Mario Please video. Now, one thing I will give this video credit for is that this video didn't have much of Dougie. Normally one might think that's a bad thing since character variety should normally be a good thing, but Dougie's character is so bad that I actually just prefer not to see him. Because every single Dougie scene in this video was just him begging for $70 for Call of Duty, or the bit where he's dumb and he can't speak properly, and nothing else. So hey, that means the rest of this video was good, right? No, it actually wasn't. I thought the Nintendo segments were decent, but that's basically all I can give to this video. The rest of the video was rather annoying, such as with this extended scene at the beginning with Brooklyn Guy just talking for most of it, which went on for a few minutes on end. Then there's a bit more of him talking in the middle portion, followed by Mario and Dougie coming up with a plan which almost immediately fails. This video is a 2.5 out of 10. I think that there were maybe one or two highlights in this video, but the rest of the video was either boring, annoying, or just plain filler. Oh right, and of course, we can't forget all of the gross jokes Brooklyn Guy makes throughout this video. President Brooklyn Guy. So this video was actually not too bad. I figured a video with Brooklyn Guy as president might be annoying, but actually I thought this was decent. I thought the scenes in the Oval Office were my favorite, and the highlight of the video, especially with one of Brooklyn Guy's first actions being to launch a nuke at someone he simply doesn't like. I think going forward, however, the video started to decline, such as when they went back to the red couch. His press conference in the Void was also okay enough, I suppose. Honestly, I think this whole video was just decent, and I'm going to round it out to a very middle-of-the-road 5 out of 10. It was unique and funny enough, but it did sort of fall apart in the latter half. Oh yeah, and also a sponsor segment, which docked this video just enough to keep it from a 5.5. I think fittingly enough, this video will get the Puppet Obama Award.
It was alright.
The ending scene with Lance's Trump was also a bit funny, mainly because of the giant Biden face jump scare for some reason. Cody's Lunchly. I was worried upon initially watching this video that it would be one giant sponsor segment, but luckily I was wrong. That doesn't mean the video was good though. It was just another one of those videos where a character doesn't have the thing that another character has. In this case, Cody doesn't have a Lunchly until he finally gets one, at which point no one cares, or for this video, Cody gets sick because the food had mold on it, which was rather predictable because of course that was the reference. The rest of the video was mainly just Cody not having a Lunchly and Cody being called lame for not having one. There was also this weird side plot with Jackie Chu and animals for some reason, though they didn't do a ton with it, so it just felt a bit out of nowhere. Honestly, this video is a 3.5 out of 10. The funniest parts of this video were almost all unintentional, such as when the actors aren't playing certain characters, you can just see the puppets staring lifelessly like this. That was funny, but that's more funny because of a limitation than because of actual humor. Otherwise, this video was fairly predictable and just felt like a worse version of videos like Bowser Jr.'s 3DS or Bowser Jr.'s Apple Watch, especially given the similar plot beats. Jeffy's Scary Bedtime Story. Well, the first portion of this video was dumb, although I will admit that Jeffy mopping the couch of all things was slightly funny given just how bizarre it was. The Nintendo animation was also a decent portion of this video, but by not even the halfway point, the video quickly began to fall apart. I will say that this portion with Mario wiping off the water from the camera, while obviously just an impromptu thing, was quite funny. Then we had a segment with Brooklyn Guy, where oops, as it turns out, the window knock murderer is real, which was an obvious joke. Look, SpongeBob did this better, okay? Oh, and let's not forget Brooklyn Guy talking for a while as well, because we just needed to have that in this video. The ending to this video was also really stupid, with it just doing that modern SML thing where it abruptly ends. This video is just a 3.5 out of 10. It had a couple moments, but the majority of this video was just boring, Brooklyn guy talking, or the most obvious joke ever. And again, we didn't even get a real conclusion to this video, which is something that always bugs me when they do that in modern SML videos. Junior's stepmom. Who here likes videos that rely on basically one joke and not much else? And who likes videos where the one joke isn't even very funny? Well, this video's joke is that Junior calls what should be a 900 number, there's a bunch of talking while the same joke about haha it's sex hotline is repeated over and over. Oh wow, I'm getting this weird sense of deja vu for this video, but I can't understand why. Like, there was a video not too long ago where the whole thing was sex joke, and mainly just the same one throughout the entire video, and not much else. But I just can't remember which video it was. It was Jeffy's Naughty Magazine. But hey, don't worry, they do mix it up slightly this time, because instead Bowser decides to run off and marry this random person Junior called, and then nearly identical jokes continue throughout the rest of the video. Also, what happened to Bowser's shirt in general? Apparently it's been gone for a while, but seriously, where did it vanish to? Look, I don't even mind jokes like this if it isn't literally the only joke throughout the entire video. I get they tried to change things up slightly, but basically the whole video could be summed up as sex joke the video. So just like Jeffy's Naughty Magazine. 2.5 out of 10. I think this video is a bit better than that other video, since I feel like there was at least an attempt at making the video more interesting, but they just sort of gave up, and so what we ended up with was a bunch of talking where the same joke was repeated over and over, except it wasn't all that funny in the first place. Junior the Boxer. Okay, time for the obligatory SML current event reference of the month. Well, I guess technically the second one because we had President Brooklyn guy. This is obviously a reference to Mike Tyson vs. Jake Paul. Now, I'll say that the segment with Mike Tyson, talking about what happens if a person loses was actually pretty funny. Actually, come to think of it, most of the portions with Mike Tyson were pretty funny, though the scenes on the red couch just sort of existed. I'll also add that I was originally thinking that this would be one of those videos where Junior manages to win by some stroke of luck, but honestly the fact that he instantly got pummeled was actually really funny as well. Aside from the beginning portion of this video, I think my only real gripe is that this felt sort of half done. Like there was the start of something in there, but that was about it. So instead it got replaced by a bunch of lead up to the fight and some talking. 6 out of 10. Still a decent video, but not the most amazing thing ever, since it felt more like one highlight, surrounded by the rest of the video being just decent enough. Junior the Gift Thief. Oh look, another Junior x Penelope video. Sort of. And in this video, Penelope can't shut up, so that's actually really annoying. But what about the rest of this video? Actually, no, most of it was just annoying. Between Penelope not shutting up, to Junior then having to find a way to get the tickets, which was at best mildly funny, I suppose the Nintendo segments were sort of decent, especially this part with the Family Guy death pose. Oh yeah, and then towards the end of the video, Junior and Joseph get turned away at the door regardless, so the whole video was pointless. Oh boy, wasn't that so funny? 2.5 out of 10. Not only was this video annoying and not funny, but the whole thing ended up being completely pointless, so what we ended up with was just a bunch of nothing happening for basically the entire video. Also, why was Junior on the table during the music video segment? Oh, right, and the music video. I didn't really care for it, but maybe that's just me. Overall, this video was just dumb. Junior's Game Night 8. Would you look at that? Another stupid video. In fact, I'd argue this one might be even worse than the previous video, because it's just another game night video where not much happens. But it can't just be that now, can it? No, instead we have to have tons and tons of filler. And Penelope being annoying again. Oh, it's okay guys, keep this dumb bit going where all Penelope does is just keeps laughing about the dumbest thing ever. I'm sure that won't be annoying after a few seconds. The only thing I'll give this video points back for is that it was merciful enough to end the final game rather abruptly. Even though I don't like abrupt SML endings, I think that this video going on even longer would have been even worse. You'd think that having had multiple years since the previous game night video, as well as the last one actually being pretty decent, that this one would be way better. But instead it's a 2 out of 10 for being just a really dumb video where nothing happens. Well, surely this month can't get any worse than what is basically an entirely filler video though. Marvin's birthday. And here's a Mario torture video, where he gets tortured on his birthday by the plot simply for existing, I guess. I think there were some slight attempts at humor in here, but either the joke would be painfully obvious, such as this scene with Jeffy dropping the cake on the floor, or it would go on too long like this scene with Goodman. Mario also gets his mustache ripped off, bothered by a bunch of annoying characters. Rose is annoying. In fact, so is Jeffy, and then Mario gets thrown in jail, again because the plot just hates him. I think the one highlight is that Brooklyn Guy gets him out of jail, although even then it takes him a while. Seriously though, this is a 1.8 out of 10. It's an annoying video with annoying characters and jokes that go on too long, where all the plot can manage to do is torture Mario. I just can't stand this video, with the only highlight being Brooklyn Guy helping out toward the very end, but that's more like the absolute bare minimum. At least they went somewhere, so it just barely scrapes into the 1.8 tier with that, but even then it wasn't very interesting. Oh, and before I forget, we got not one, but 2 sponsor segments in this video, so that knocked it out of any running for the 2 out of 10 range. I mean, this video has literally 2 minutes worth of sponsor segments. Let's just move on to the next video. The hide and seek problem. Well, this video was certainly better than the previous few videos. That doesn't mean much considering how bad those previous videos were, but it was certainly better. I was hoping for something more interesting with Joseph being in the washing machine, such as them starting the washing machine and he goes for a spin, or if he still has to die in the video, he comes back as a ghost and they have to call Brooklyn Guy as a Ghostbuster or something. I'm just thinking of creative things this video could have done, but instead what we got was Brooklyn Guy talking about his lucrative hide-and-seek career, followed by him doing a terrible job at actually hiding. Look, I didn't hate this video or anything, but it was mostly just boring. Like 3 out of 10 boring. It wasn't awful like the last few were, though I mostly just didn't care about this video, since for the most part it feels like it just existed. While there are easily much better ways this video could have been done, such as what I mentioned earlier. Jeffy's Scream. Ugh, another stupid video? It's another Brooklyn Guy doesn't shut up video, and it's almost all of that throughout the entire video. It's just the Brooklyn Guy failing at comedy, and while I understand that was the joke, you need to have something actually funny to it. In fact, I'll go with the same comparison I made during my reaction to this video. Part of this includes the Scream canisters from Monsters, Inc. Yeah, well in that movie, when Mike Wazowski fails at his comedy bit, he actually just gives up and does something that is determined to actually be funny. Here though, Brooklyn Guy instead just keeps going, and going, and going. Or if not that, the joke becomes them trying and failing to get Jeffy to scream, with it of course being the dumbest thing ever that gets Jeffy to actually scream. In this case, a fly. Wait a second, that's the exact same ending to Jeffy has hiccups. No, I don't mean a similar ending, I mean the exact same ending. With the lead up of course being, Jeffy will scream over something stupid, and there it is. So not only is this video's ending obvious and lazy, but it's also recycled from another video too. 1.5 out of 10, because this video is super boring, lazy, and not even remotely funny, to a point where I don't think I even laughed once throughout the entire video. Goodman's Turkey. Okay, please don't be a garbage Thanksgiving special. And this video was actually decent. Sure, it went for the more random angle of things, but honestly I don't think that's too awful. I will say that especially upon rewatching, Goodman bossing Chives around is still a bit of a chore to get through. However, I think that what was done with the entire plot of Goodman being turned into a turkey was actually somewhat funny, including some of the jokes revolving around that. We also get the turkey joke with Chef PP carried over into this year as well. However, I thought that the video lost some steam towards the second half of the video, declining into what I'll consider just decent. I don't think it's the worst thing ever, but it wasn't amazing either. The portion near the end with Chives in an urn was actually really funny due to just how bizarre it was. 5.5 out of 10 video all around actually. It was a decent SML Thanksgiving special. Not great, mind you, but decent enough. I think had the video gone all in on some of the more bizarre portions of it, it would have gotten a higher score, but as it is currently, the beginning wasn't all that good, and the latter portions of the video were just okay. Still a decent video overall though. Magic Marvin. Well, this video just barely managed to scrape its way into being a November video, and it wasn't all that great. I don't really care for it, and I think it could have been done much better. Basically, the joke here was Mario needing a job, so Brooklyn Guy, after some talking of course, suggests that he becomes an adult actor, but Mario eventually gives up on that, so instead he switched to a similar type of thing, but this time only for one person, that being Suzanne Huckerdoo. And okay, honestly, credit where it's deserved. For a Huckerdoo appearance, I suppose this could have been worse. It wasn't very interesting though. In fact, neither was this whole video. And of course we can't forget we needed Brooklyn Guy's mom to show up for some reason. More gross humor from her, and the video as a whole because of course. Look, let's just call this video a 2.8 out of 10. Oh right, let's not forget that this is another video with Dougie, and another sponsor segment. This video felt like it had a bunch of small issues all stacked on top of one another, which culminated in me just not caring for the video. At best it was just boring, but at worst it was annoying, and at times even gross. And now it's time for this month's final score, which is a 3.2 out of 10, but I'll round that to a 3 out of 10 for a more normal score. Ouch, this month was rough. Like, really rough. I sort of expected that from November, and honestly I think it was a Thanksgiving miracle that the Thanksgiving special didn't turn out bad, though it could have been far better. Still, I thought this month would at least make it to a 3.5 and just be boring. But no, there were several videos this month which absolutely tanked the score, even given the couple of decent videos we did get this month. This month not only had boring moments, but also annoying ones with lots of talking, many annoying moments, characters in general being far more annoying, and you better believe lots of missed potential. More than a couple videos here relied on literally one single joke to carry the video, which is already a bad sign to begin with, but isn't helped when the original joke isn't very funny to begin with, let alone when stretched out for several minutes on end. Over half of the videos this month scored below a 3 out of 10, that's just how bad this month was. Oh, and I think this month had some of the most sponsor segments we've had in a long time, perhaps ever. What happened to this month's videos? I could have understood a bad video because at this point I figured that would happen, but there were several bad videos this month, with at least 3 of them being in a row depending on which videos you consider bad. I mean, did the Thanksgiving special really burn through all of that creative energy this month? At least back in August, I know that Jeffy's 20th birthday took a lot, but what happened here? And again, I must highlight the missed potential in this month. Let's take the bookends of this month, those being Dougie's Call of Duty heist and Magic Marvin. The former could have fairly easily been made into a much more exciting heist-style video, instead of a bunch of talking for the bulk of the video, with Brooklyn Guy of course continually talking and berating Mario. Magic Marvin, on the other hand, could have been made into a video where Mario tries out different odd jobs. Have him work at a new and improved Burger Queen location that Brooklyn Guy is secretly running out of Mario's house or something. That would at least be more interesting. Or how about have Mario work at a casino? Have multiple small jobs instead of 2 jobs with a very similar joke. This all isn't to say that this month was a complete loss, but wow, even for November, I thought this month would be better. I have some hope for December, mainly because Logan can at least lean into the Christmas angle, but I suppose we'll find out on that one. Well, that's all for now, though. Thank y'all for watching, and take care.
Three, two, one, fight!